Dear students, I welcome all of you to my first part of lecture on computer integrated manufacturing module 3. In that we are going to discuss about flexible manufacturing systems and line balancing. So here we have two parts. One is flexible manufacturing system, another one is called line balancing. Okay, so first we'll discuss about the flexible manufacturing system, then we'll go to the line balancing part. So first we'll look into the syllabus of this module. So here flexible manufacturing system is the first part of this uh, module, and line balancing is the second part of the module. So first we'll discuss about what is flexible manufacturing and all those things. Later we'll go to the line balancing. So in line balancing we'll be having some numericals. We have to solve the numerical problems on line balancing. So all this we'll discuss in the next part of the lecture. So here, before going to understand what is flexible manufacturing system, we need to understand what is group technology. We can shortly call this as a GT. Here we have a definition for group technology. Group technology or GT is a manufacturing technique in which parts having similarities in geometry, manufacturing process, and functions are manufactured in one location using a small number of machines or processes. That is called the group technology. So here what this definition tells, that is whatever the parts which are having similarities in design, manufacturing, and geometry and functions, all these we are going to group into a one group of uh, parts which are similar, and we are going to manufacture in one location by using small number of machines. That is called the group technology. For example, if you go to any shop floor or manufacturing industry where we'll be having many number of machines, and the parts we are going to process by using different machines based on different processes. For example, you need to do a turning process, and again we need to do some drilling, milling. So like this, many processes will be done on the parts. So these parts we have to take to different locations where the machines are there in the shop floor, and we have to do the manufacturing processes. But when you group all these parts having similarities in design, manufacturing, and functions and geometry, all those things, and we can group the machines which can do all these operations in a single location, and we can process those parts in a using a small number of machines and special purpose machines, and we can do the manufacturing of those parts. So like this we can reduce the movement of the part in around the shop floor or the industry, and we can save the time. That is the main advantage of the group technology. So this group technology is based on a general principle that many problems are similar, and by grouping similar problems a single solution can be found to set of problems, thus saving time and effort. Okay, so this is the definition, or this is the meaning of group technology. So this group technology is mainly used, the group technology principle mainly used in the flexible manufacturing system. So that's why we need to understand this group technology. We'll go to the next slide. So in continuation to that group technology, the group of similar parts is known as part family, and the group of machineries used to process an individual part family is known as machine cell. So here the whatever the parts we are going to group based on their similarities, that is design, manufacturing, geometry, or some functions. Okay, so these parts we call it as a part family, and the machines which you are going to group in one location to do the processes required for the parts, that is we known as the machine cell. It is not necessary for each part of a part family to be processed by every machine of corresponding machine cell. So this type of manufacturing in which a part family is produced by a machine cell is known as cellular manufacturing. Okay, so another name for this group technology manufacturing technique. It's also called as cellular manufacturing because we are going to group the parts which are similar in design and manufacturing process or material or geometry or functions, and we are going to manufacture these parts by using a small number of machines in a single location in the shop floor or manufacturing industry. That is also called as cellular manufacturing technique or the cellular manufacturing. The manufacturing efficiencies are generally increased. Okay, we can increase the manufacturing efficiency by employing this group technology because the required operations may be confined to only a small cell. Okay, whatever the operations required to be done on the product are confined to a small number of machines, maybe a small number of machines or the cell we call it as, and thus avoiding the need for transportation of in process parts. Okay, it will avoid the transportation of the part from one machine to another machine roaming around the shop floor or the industry. So we'll go to the next slide. So here we have another definition for group technology. Group technology is a manufacturing philosophy in which similar parts are identified and grouped together to take advantage of their similarities in design and production. So this is another definition, standard definition from the book, that is Michael P. Gruber. So what he is telling that you are going to identify the similar processes, okay, and similar design, manufacturing or function, and we are going to do the manufacturing of these parts. Okay, we can observe in this diagram here in the photo. Here we have different parts, and almost all these parts require turning operation. Okay, and all the parts require turning operation, then they require drilling, then some required this milling operation. Sometimes here you can observe this, here it requires milling, okay, and it requires turning also. And so to do all these operations, what we'll do is we'll group the machines, okay, that is the lathe, drilling, milling machines in a one single location, and we'll group the parts which require all these operations, and we can do the process in the same machines. So that is what the group technology is telling. So we'll go to the next slide. So where I told about part families. So what we are going to do is we'll identify the similar design, manufacturing, and processes or whatever the material functions in the parts or the products, and we are going to group into a different families based on the similarities. That is called the part family. It's a collection of parts that are similar either in geometric shape and size or in the processing steps required in their manufacturing process. For example, if you consider these two parts, okay, they look similar, but okay, the manufacturing required will be different. Okay, we can observe that this is the diameters are a little bit bigger than this, that you can observe the part B is having the diameter which is more than the part A, but they are looking same, but their manufacturing, okay, manufacturing will be different. What is that? We can observe here the two parts of identical shape and size but different manufacturing requirements. Okay, part A, we are going to manufacture around 1 lakh parts per year or pieces per year, and what is the tolerance required in the diameter of the part, that is tolerance is plus or minus 0.010 inch. And what is the material used? Material is also different. Okay, 1015 cr steel is used and nickel plate. And part B, we are going to produce only 100 pieces per year, and tolerance is plus or minus 0.001 inch, and material is also different, that is 8 stainless steel. So this we can observe. Okay, but here what is similar? The similarity is, that is, okay, these parts require turning operation, that is the similarity, but material is different and some manufacturing tolerance is also different. So like this we can group the parts into different part families based on these, okay, considerations. So next we are going to classify the parts families into different, okay, part families. So that is in part classification and coding, similarities among parts are identified, and these similarities are related in a coding system. Okay, we have to classify the parts into different families, and we are going to give some coding to those particular part families, and two categories of similarities can be identified. How we can identify the similarities in the parts? One is by using design attributes. That is, okay, we are going to classify the different parts into a group of parts, that is a part family, based on the geometry, whether they have similar geometry or almost equal to similar geometry, and size and material. That is the one, okay, similarity we can identify the parts, and we can group into a part family. So next one is the manufacturing attributes. That is the next similarities we can identify. That is the process steps required to make a part. Okay, what are all the different process steps? Okay, turning, drilling, and some milling process. So this is also another similarity we can identify on the parts, and we can group into a part families. Okay, these are all the two important things we have to consider while uh, grouping the different products or the parts into a single part family. So we'll move to the next slide. So what are all the benefits of this group technology? If you use the group technology technique in manufacturing the parts, manufacturing the product, what are the benefits we'll get? So here, first benefit, that is standardization of tooling. We can have standard tooling. Okay, so what are all the tools used in the manufacturing of those parts or the products? We can have a standard tooling. Okay, or the tools used will be standard. And fixture is a holding device. Okay, what are all the holding device used? That is also we can have standard holding devices. And standard setup also, we have to set up the machine before manufacturing, we have to set the tool, we have to set the workpiece, we have to set the machine. All these we can standardize in the manufacturing process. Material handling is reduced because the distance within a machine cell are much shorter than within the entire factory. If you consider the factory which is not having a group technology, so where what happens, we have to move the workpiece around the factory to do different operations, because the machines will be in different locations. But here in group technology, the machines are grouped into a machine cell, and we can do the manufacturing process in a single place on all the parts. The process planning and production scheduling are also simplified. We can simplify the process planning required to produce the part, and production scheduling also we can simplify. And setup times are reduced, resulting lower manufacturing lead time. We already know that what is manufacturing lead time. It is the total time required to produce one product from beginning to the final finished product. What is the time taken? That is called the manufacturing lead time. We can reduce the setup times, and we can reduce the manufacturing lead time also by reducing the setup time. That is also another advantage of this group technology. So next we have flexible manufacturing. So this flexible manufacturing we'll discuss in detail in the next lecture. There is a video. So here we discussed about what is group technology, and what are the benefits, what is part family, okay, how the group technology works, and what are all the benefits. Okay, so we'll discuss in the next video about the flexible manufacturing system. So till I'll thank all of you for your patience to listening to my lecture.